You're listening to The Music Gig, your guide to thriving in the music business, and it's time for a music business masterclass. Picture this. You've just created the perfect song, a track you know you could become the next big hit. But how do you make sure it gets used in the next blockbuster movie or that viral TV ad or even the hottest new music video game? Well, navigating the complex world of music licensing and ensuring that your work reaches the right platform can be tricky. Today, we have someone who has mastered this craft. He's the one behind music placements in major projects like Amazon Originals, Ebuka Turns Up Africa, and the Sugar Rush sequel. Now, from handling sync rights, performance rights, and everything in between, our guest has been at the forefront of music licensing, working with top studios like Rapid Blue, Film One, and Boom Studios. He's even spoken at the prestigious institution like the UN's World Intellectual Property Organization and Music Business Africa Academy. If you've ever wondered how to get your music into films, video games, or commercials, Unique Oliver is in the building. He's a music supervisor at Spring Sounds Limited, and he's here to break down the world of music licensing and sync. Unique, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's so nice to be here. I was telling Rex that maybe I should have worn orange today because it's a good day here.
Yes, it is. It is always a good day. Good to have you on the show. How was the drive down?
Yeah, I think Lagos traffic is not something that is something we're used to already. So we just have to find our way to be here, and we're here to do business because it's Music Business Friday.
Definitely. Lots of songs being released at the moment. A lot of emerging artists. Today is Release Friday, so everyone is releasing new music. And so let's just dive right into it. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're in the music industry in any way, shape, or form, feel free to be part of the conversation. We can take your questions. You can call 0700-1051-1051, or you can send us a WhatsApp message on 0909-916-4403. So first off, Afrobeat has gained massive global traction. Yeah. How has the surge in popularity affected music licensing opportunities for artists in this genre?
So I would say that this surge has really helped in terms of visibility, and one of the interesting things is that gone are those days that you're watching Hollywood movies and you just expect that's just going to be the normal non-Afrobeat music. Mm-hmm. It's at that point where I'm not surprised seeing an Asake song in a Supercell or seeing Omalé's song in a movie. So it's just becoming a normal thing. So Afrobeat is not just something that we've been able to localize within the jurisdiction alone. Mm-hmm. It's something that's not just operating in the local jurisdiction, but it's something that is now international. So I believe the success of Afrobeat artists has also opened doors not just for them, but for every artist, that there's a possibility of you having a sync placement into movies locally as well as movies in the international space. That is a market that are not just domiciled in Nigeria.
Interesting. So there's a lot of opportunities for Nigerian music and Afrobeats as a genre to get placements in movies like you've just mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what are the key differences that you've found, when you're licensing, Afrobeats music compared to other genres?
Yeah, other local genres in Nigeria.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think one of the major differences that, for example, when it comes to party, they want Afrobeats.
Okay.
So you cannot escape. That party scene belongs to Afrobeats.
Okay.
But when it comes to storytelling that involves, let's say, something that has to do with a particular region, for example, if I'm making reference to Ibadan and the Brown Rules, then you see that conversation of can we have Ebenezer Obey?
Yeah.
Can we have this? Can we have that? So
yeah.
It's always interesting when we talk about the settings, we talk about the era, then there's specific requirement that we want this. We don't just want any Afrobeat music. So I think it really makes so much sense because sometimes it's not just Afrobeat. There are a lot of amazing genre that have interesting storyline because it tells their consumers, people consuming this in Nigeria. So it just makes sense that the storytelling for movies also reflects those kind of music as well.
Okay, interesting. Let's backtrack a little bit, right? Because we just jumped up the bat talking about placing Afrobeats in movies and all of that. When the term sync licensing, for some people who are just getting started in their music genre, it could really be confusing. But what does it refer to? Just give us a brief definition.
Okay, yeah, when we talk about sync licensing, with the word sync, it just being in synchronization, picture and music working together in synchronization. So that's just the best definition. So when you're watching a movie and you can hear background music, you just know that yes, that's a sync business at work. You're playing watching an ad or playing an ad on your phone, and you can hear the music together with the picture. Synchronization is at work there. You are playing a video game and maybe FIFA or something, you are doing your formation and you are just hearing a song in the background. That is that interplay, the synchronization is happening there. So business wise, it's just picture and music operating together. Then when we now bring in licensing is now how do you get approval to have that music in a film and make sure that the rights holder here gets paid. Who are the rights holders? The composer, the artist, the writer, the label, the publishers. So that is the whole business of ensuring that you obtain the rights, the appropriate right for it, and make sure that everybody gets compensated for the use of that music in picture.
So part of the things you're looking at before you pick a song to to license is to make sure that everything is spelled out in terms of split sheets, the agreements with the composers, the producers, and all of that.
Yeah, we do that a lot, and it can be quite stressful because, for example, there's a music I'm currently trying to use, and I can see over 7 composers, and I'm trying to reach out to everybody to make sure that I get approval from every one of them, and it can be quite crazy because there's so much, but the typical client is not seeing it from that way, that just, this is the artist, call the artist, get approval. But if there are 8 people involved, you need to obtain the license from the 8 of them individually to ensure that they get compensated.
Really?
Yeah, it can be quite crazy, but that's what we end up doing.
Okay, so let me just, because you've now mentioned some of the challenges that you face when you're trying to license music. So in an example where you've just given 7 people, 7 composers, and there's the artist, right? If they didn't have an agreement, how does that make things complex or easier for you?
Yeah, so if they don't have an agreement, it makes it very, very, very complex, because now you cannot say this person controls 22.5%, the other person controls 22 or 25%. So it becomes very, very confusing. So one of the things we always try to do is, when we see that there are so many writers and there's not a valid or standard split sheets indicating who controls this, I personally try to avoid the song. So once I just get an hint that there is a problem with the song, is off. So I think we as music supervisors, we do a lot of what we call deselection. So if a music has been selected, we just take it down and put something else. Why? Because we do not want to spend so much time, because we always have limited time when it comes to post-production. So we don't want to spend so much time trying to chase one song when Afrobeat catalog is getting bigger.
It's bigger, and there's so much options.
Bigger, we keep on getting options. So we try as much as possible, but at the same time, we try to respect the picture too, and we try to see the creative vision from the lens of the director, to make sure that if at all we are trying to replace the music, whatever we're replacing the music with is something that is pleasing and also improves the storytelling as well.
That's interesting. So when you are picking songs, what kind of songs are you looking for in a movie? Because we have a lot of generic sounding songs in Afrobeat, and even though there's a place for that, so if a movie doesn't have a party scene, what advice do you have to artists? Like, what kind of songs should they create that will give them a better chance of getting their music placed?
Yeah, so the way the movie industry, because you mentioned movie, the way the movie industry is structured, Nollywood is always releasing out content every week. Let me use the word every week. If it's not going to Showmax, it's going to Netflix. If it's not going to Netflix, it's going to Prime Video. If it's not going to Prime Video, it's going to YouTube. If it's not going to YouTube, it's going to African Magic. So it simply means content exists to be consumed. So for an artist that does not want to just get the generic placement of a party scene, you need to now study the movie. How does the storytelling, how does the song become, let's call it the 5th character? We have the major characters, we have the minor characters. How does the song become that additional character? So you look at the gaps in the storytelling. If a story is talking so much about love, if it's a rom-com movie, you just know that whether we like it or not, a love song would definitely get there. If it's something about war, military, fight and everything, you already know that songs that talk about aggression, that talks about citizens being angry, would definitely get there. So it's just about understanding what is the storytelling looking like, what are the major themes in that movie, for you to know that, okay, if I have a song like this, then it should work. Because one of the things that we suffer as music supervisors is artists are just quick to send you generic DM, my song is dope, put it in the movie, go and listen to it, put it in the movie. And in my head, I'm like, why are you sending me a message? This is 3 p.m, my head is crazy, I'm trying to get myself, and you're sending me a message I should go and listen to your song.
So people send you DMs at 3 p.m. or 3 a.m.
Both, any day, doesn't go and listen to my song. And in my head, I'm like, why are you sending me a message to go and listen to your song? But in a situation whereby you're like, I know you're working on XYZ project, and I know you have this kind of themes and everything. I have a song that fits this particular theme. he has gotten my attention already because there's a possibility I'm looking for a song for that at that moment.
Yeah.
So I can have a listen and like, oh, I think this may work. I can do a check-in with my editor, or do a check-in with the producer, and like, oh, this song is perfect. We're good, we're clearing it immediately, we're getting it. But it's just a generic DM and saying, guy, go and listen to my music. No, they should pity me. There's a lot of music we have to listen to daily, so they should help us.
True. Yes, we're active on the music gig right here on your number one lifestyle station, City 1051. I have in the studio with me music supervisor. He's anything music licensing to talk about syncing. He is your man. Unique Oliver is at the building with us, and we've been talking about how you can leverage all these platforms to get your music synced and you can earn money. Talking about revenue, how much does it really pay when your music gets synced? Why should we be excited about it as artists that, oh, you know what, my music was placed in this movie? I did hear that Flavor's song was synced in what's it called? Power Book, right?
Book, yeah.
Power Book. And the monies that they were calling, I was like, hey, are these guys for real? I heard like 1 billion naira, and I was like, okay. So Unique, are people dashing people money like this?
So like let's just look at it as IP, and IP usually have valuation. The same way we call it IP, intellectual property. It's the same thing as we have real property, real estate.
Yeah.
So there are instances whereby real estate can be expensive in a location, and that same land in that same size of land in another location can be can be lower in price and things like that. It's same thing as IP. So when it talk about Flavor's song being licensed at that amount, allegedly, yes. Yeah, allegedly. So it's quite interesting to see that music IP valuation keeps increasing every day. That's the music. That's DK. We used the music in Ebuka Tons of Africa episode 1. I think that was the that was the 4th track we used in it, and I'm so happy to see it in our own TV series and seeing it in another movie outside territory. So it just shows that we on our own end, we are seeing the right music and we are having the right music for storytelling in movies and TV series. So in terms of like how much it is, like I said, it depends on the project and it depends on the budget.
So the size of the project and the budget
determines the size of the individual music that we are going to like license for the movie or TV series, as the case may be. Personally, as a music supervisor, we try to make sure that we communicate the uniqueness of the price or the fee. We're not trying to downplay the IP value, but at the same time, we know that if this is going to improve our storytelling, it's a must-have for us, and we reach out to them. The good thing we've had is that a lot of these labels and publishers understand the unique situation in Africa, unique situation in Nigeria. So the fees that they will give us for a Nigerian market differs from what they will give to a UK market. So the question is, how can we come in and be very, very consistent about these things? How many of them are watching Nigerian movies in the US, Nigerian movies in Canada, and they are looking forward to see a Whiskey track, they're looking forward to see a Davido's track, and they are surprised they are not seeing it. And we're like, it's the unique situation when it comes into music licensing. So what are we doing as music supervisors? We are leveraging on the relationship, we're trying to communicate, we're trying to educate the industry as well. Like, we know that in terms of IP valuation, this track costs so much to be licensed, but we need to make sure that you give us a discount. We need you to give us a discount so that we can get to a point whereby we are not just using original music alone. When I use the word original music, that's music created in the studio just for the movie. We're not using those original music alone for our movies. We have those commercial tracks as well. The audience can recognize it, and before you know it, like, I always love it when I see pictures or videos or someone is telling me in the UK, like, oh, Unique, I saw this music in this movie and everything. Oh, nice, I really like the movie. And they compare it to another movie in another African country that they're not seeing anything like Afrobeat music there. I'm like, that's why we exist.
That's true.
That's why we exist, to just make those unique situations happen, make people just enjoy the story, make people relate that, oh, this is just not music from Africa. It's not just, you don't experience the music from Africa only when you go out on tour or you go out on maybe radio placement there, but while watching movies from Africa, you can be able to enjoy Afrobeat, and that's just what Afrobeat to the world means. We having more opportunities to showcase these artists. So once we showcase the big artists, there's a possibility that the next artist that may be on that particular project may be a lower artist. But because I know Wizkid, for the first time, I'm also hearing somebody else, and that gives visibility. Because there's this aspect of, oh, we don't want visibility, we want money. I'm like, you're going to get the money, but at the same time, you're going to get the visibility, because the audience that's watching this movie is not just 1,000 people, it's not just 2,000 people, it's a lot. It's now getting to millions. They are watching the movies, and you check your streams is not up to 1 million streams, but you're having 1 million people watching it.
The movie.
So you should look at it from that angle of, okay, 1 million people have had the opportunity to listen to a snippet of my song. So what do I do afterwards? What promotional campaign can I do afterwards? Let's not just be a one-stop and get paid. The question is IP. How do I make sure that he's being visible in a movie can be able to lead to something else, can be able to lead to another sync placement, can be able to lead to me being called for a radio tour, a media PR or something. So it should not just be used as, oh, I just want to get money. It should be a promotional tool, because the idea is get more bags, more bags, more bags, and keep on expanding the revenue streams.
Yes. Speaking of which, I think there's a particular song that comes to mind now that I think has been a very successfully placed song in a lot of movies. I think I first heard it in Empire. No, not Empire. Yes, Empire. Yes, the series Empire. Is Jacob Banks' Monster. Yeah, it's been used in Power. It's been used in a whole lot of. I don't know. That song just seems like a perfect fit for certain scenes and stuff like that. So, as an artist that is creating music, okay, so let's say I have a ton of music. I'm not just focused on maybe commercial success, but I have good songs and all of that. How do you pitch to a music supervisor? How do you find a music supervisor? And how would you like to be pitched to?
For me, just tell me the unique juices. Like, you see the way you want to buy something in the market, or a food. Okay, you want to get some, is it chin chin or they call it, or a biscuits, for example. You see those things at the back, calcium and everything. Those things, even though we don't read it, but those things gives you that confidence that, what I'm eating is healthy. Even though sometimes now they keep on telling us different things health-wise. But it's the same way you are pitching. Don't send me to Spotify.
Okay.
In just one sentence, just tell me why this song is a perfect fit. It may be like, this song has this and that. It has a mixture of Bob Marley and Fela fusion together, talking about freedom fight and everything. That sticks to my head faster.
Okay.
So I know that, someone sent me a DM saying Fela this and that. So because of that, it's easy for me to be able to search the keyword on my DMs and like, this and that, and like, okay, I think I would like this song.
Okay.
But sometimes people are like, no, just go and listen to it directly. So it's not really something that works. Secondly, I always advise that if you have songs that you've created for media specifically, it's best to pitch to what we call production music libraries.
Okay.
Because those ones to add it to their own existing songs, and they're always the go-to market for things like that. Not just in Nigeria, like in other territories as well.
Okay.
It's normal for us to use production music libraries. Yeah, even for TV stations in other territories, they use it a lot. And gradually, looking at the consumption pattern that's going on in Nigeria, looking at the production pattern too as well in terms of movies and TV series, there's the time is coming whereby most of these production studios will now start relying more on music libraries. So why wait until we get to that time? Why not start working on the track and pitching it to like music libraries that would most likely function in Nigeria? We're having many of them coming up, and that's the future of it. So it's not enough to say, this song is not the song we want to hear on the radio. It's not the song we want to hear at the nightclub. But it's the song that we want to listen to in the movie. And why not just do the right placement? And at the same time, always do your research. There's this aspect of, like, for example, you cannot be telling me that, you want me to... You're pitching... So, there's some movie genres that would never happen in Nigeria.
Okay.
You and I know.
Like sci-fi.
So you know where I'm coming from. So you can't tell me that you have something like that and you
Let's not give up yet.
Okay, at the moment.
Did you see the Indian one, the Indian sci-fi? I mean, I saw it and I was like, okay, there's hope for us yet.
Hope for us. Okay, apparently. But when you study production pattern, you know, okay, this guy has worked on this kind of project. There's a possibility that his next project will be similar to that. So as well, in terms of like maybe the same production studio is doing a sequel or something. It's easy to like, I know you've worked on projects like this. These are the kind of songs that I know that you used more. My song has this and that. This is the major keywords we use. I don't know if are you interested in having a song? I may not reply, but most of what I know, I see those DMs.
Okay.
I see those DMs, and because they're already in the DMs, it's easy to use the keywords to just search and see how we can place it. But enough of go and listen to my song. Stop sending me a message. This is I don't want to be getting for that kind of error.
But in all fairness, I think people don't expect that you won't listen to the songs to know if you like it or not. But but for someone who has to go through a lot of songs, it's understandable that you do not have the time to actually listen to a song that you may not like. So you have to prioritize. That's interesting. You can be part of the show. You can call us if you have any questions for Unique Oliver. He's a music supervisor. He sings licensing. He does the whole sync thing for movies and other projects. If you have any questions as an artist, if you're in the music space, even if you're a musician, you play an instrument or you release instrumentals, whatever it is, feel free to call in on the show 0700-1051-1051. If you can't get to your phone to make a call, maybe you're driving, you can send a message or on WhatsApp 0909-916-4403. We do have a call. Hello, good morning. Good evening. I beg your pardon. Okay, we lost that call. Do call us back. You can send a voice note on WhatsApp or you can send a text message on WhatsApp as well. I want to know, because a lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of aspects of the music industry. Yeah. Everybody's focused on being a performing artist, or a producer, So there are music supervisors. How do you become a music supervisor? Just hold on. Okay. Let me take this call. Hello. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Isaac from Igado.
Say your name again.
Isaac from Igado.
Okay, go ahead. Did you have a question?
No, I have something. I've been wanting to go into this music thing, but I don't know where to start from.
Okay, you don't know where to start from, but you sing. You can sing.
Yes, I can sing.
Okay, so people tell you they like your voice. Are you playing in church or?
Yes, I'm a chorister in the church.
Oh, you're a chorister in the church. Okay, so you want to start releasing your own music.
Yes.
Okay, you know what you can do? You can send an email to musicgig@city1051fm.com.
Okay.
All right, so send a music gig at city1051fm.com.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling. Okay, yes. How do you become a music supervisor?
Yeah, so I think first and foremost is to understand the music itself, understand the music business. So most times people just feel like, oh, I'm a good test maker, I can select music. Everybody can select music. We all have playlists on our phones already. But you need to understand the music business. To understand the music business, you need to understand that when it comes to music business or music rights, we have the masters and we have the publishing. Most times the masters can be straightforward because in Davido, there's Sony Music as the label, Davido as the artist. Rema, there's Rema as the artist, there's Rema as the label. So you can always reach out to them on the master side to clear the music or to use the music in a film. Yeah. But there's the side what we call the publishing side, which is where we talk about the exploitation of the music composition, where the likes of the songwriter comes in, where the likes of the composer, which we like calling the producer, comes to play, where the like of somebody that just played a solo, guitar solo comes to play. Yeah. That side is the most complicated aspect. So if you don't know how it works, it's difficult for you to just come in and say you're a music supervisor because you may end up just giving the person on the master side all the old money. Yeah. And the publisher can just come in tomorrow, or the producer may come in and like, I never got a dime on this song. What's going on? So because of that, it's very, very important as a music supervisor you understand the publishing business itself, to understand that yes, music composers exist, songwriters exist, and they are usually represented by who we call the publishers or the administrator sometimes. Yeah. So because you know that they exist, it's easy for you to like, okay, this person is on this song, I need to reach out to his publisher. The same way you have somebody on this song on the master side, you know that you have to reach out to the label. The same way you have somebody on this song, a songwriter, you know you have to reach out to the publisher to get an approval. So make sure that it's 100% and nothing less, because by the time it becomes not something less, it seems simply indicate that somebody is not collecting his own money. Okay. And they can come in, they don't waste time nowadays. Now you just see the movie's out, you just send an email that you've not paid my money, and in my head I'm like, how come? So what it is just do our due diligence, understand how it was. And that thing about also becoming a music supervisor is to be able to understand, you need to be able to understand that it's not just you coming in to just select music and understand it, right? You need to understand it's the administrative part of it. So after we're done with post-production, there are instances whereby we have to start working on documentations. We have to start creating what we call a Q sheet. A Q sheet is more like an invoice document we send to the PROs around the world to make sure that these guys don't only get paid one-off, but they get paid in royalties as well. So those kind of documentation is very, very important. You can't compute a Q sheet without understanding how music metadata operates. So those little things that you see on DistroKid, like putting this person name as the artist, this person as the producer, those genre and everything, having your ISRC, ISWC, and the likes, they are very, very important, because that is what the business is all about.
Okay.
It's not just one, oh, you're a good test maker, just come here, I'll test the music, it's good to go, I tell you to put it and you disappear. No, sometimes we can be in a project for 9 months, 11 months, I think, even 12 months. I've done the project 12 months, and it's just a process from the beginning down to middle of the project, release and everything. We are working, we are doing something. So maybe the test making that people feel so excited about will just come in maybe at post-production, and that's all. Even the instance whereby we have to receive the script beforehand. So we are receiving the script, we are spotting moments of like, oh, that means these two people in the car and they are listening to, let's say, Ladipo song. Wow. So that means they're listening to Ladipo song. It means before we go out to shoot, we need to make sure that we've obtained the right to use the song. So that we don't end up going to shoot, we've used the song finished, we're under post-production, and they're telling you that this song cannot work because of your budget. So those are the things that we spot as early as the script stage. We are reading the script, and sometimes the script can be quite long.
Indeed.
It can be quite long, but we just have to do it to just make sure that due diligence is there, and you're already creating the budget as early as possible. And before you know, you've turned to an accountant, you're managing budgets, you are requesting for invoice, you're telling somebody that's sending your tax identification number. And I'm like, no, I'm a music person, why am I doing all of this? But that's the administrative side of the job that makes it so pleasant, because once you just do it, you're happy in your heart that there's proper due diligence. When you're done with this project, someone comes in and say, oh, you did not pay this person, you have evidence here that this person was paid. We obtained everything that needed to be done for this music to be used for the audience to enjoy.
All right, Unique Oliver, you've given us a whole lot of information, a lot of nuggets. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. We've been speaking with Unique Oliver, and we've just spent about 30 or more minutes uncovering the secrets behind music licensing and giving you a glimpse into how the business really works. Do you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, or you need help distributing or promoting your music, or you need career advice? Send an email to musicgig@city1051fm.com. Okay, that's musicgig@city1051fm.com. Next week, we'll be diving into the world of music streaming, the landscape that's reshaping the industry and creating opportunities for emerging artists. Join us again. My name is Rex Okiche. You can follow City FM at City1051 on Instagram and X, and you can also follow me at Rex Okiche on Instagram and X. Would you like to give out your details?
Just follow us at Spring Sound.
Okay.
We're everywhere.
At Spring Sound. Okay, at Spring Sound. You can follow him at Spring Sound. Thank you so much. And here to close us out, we have a song called Players. It's by Coi Leray up next. And remember, Bimbo will be here to hold you down on